All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Tuesday morning Inner Circle Live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partners, Mr. Benny Allen and Miss Casey Jackson. I hope everybody's doing well today, man. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Fall is here, here in the U.S., so starting to get a little bit chilly here in Michigan. So we're going to dive in, man. We got quite a bit to cover, so we'll get through as much as we can. So as always, let's turn off all distractions, prepare your minds and your bodies to engage as you guys always do. Prepare your minds and your bodies to engage as you guys always do. And for the courtesy of everybody on the call, please ensure that your mic is muted if you're not actively asking a question or making a comment. All right. So without further ado, let's dive in and get to it. Drop me one in the chat if you can hear me okay, and if you can see my trading economic screen. Good. All right. Cool deal. So we're gonna start right here with oil. WTI crude futures rose more than 0.5% to above $86 per barrel on Tuesday, extending to 0.7% gain in the previous session, as global growth fears were outweighed by optimism over fuel demand consumption in China, as major producers struggled to increase output and meet demand. All right, so we got oil with the potential to continue pressing to the upside, which we will take a look at. You had a couple of major cities in China exit lockdowns, right, which provides support to the recovery of oil on the demand side of things, as China is the world's largest oil consumer. On the supply side, OPEC fell short of its production target by 3.58 million barrels per day in August, after missing its target of 2.892 million barrels per day in July. Also, the U.S. said it would release an additional 10 million barrels of oil from its strategic reserves, as looming European oil ban on Russian oil is set to take effect in December. Right. Meanwhile, investors remain cautious ahead of expected interest rate hikes from central banks across the globe this week. All right. We got a busy week ahead. Okay, so that's one there. Then we had Swiss franc slightly weaker ahead of Swiss National Bank, right? We also got a rate hike coming out of Switzerland, right? Swiss franc hovered close to 97 cents per dollar, depreciating from a 4-week high of 95 cents touched earlier in September, as investors assess the outlook of the Swiss economy ahead of the SNB's policy decision this week. Swiss government significantly slashed growth estimates to project a 2% expansion this year, hampered by uncertain energy supplies and sharp price growth. The latest CPI figures showed an annual inflation rate of 3.5% in August, the highest since 1993. And SNB Chairman Thomas Jordan said price pressures have become more broad-based and high inflation may persist for years to come. This is the second country that's made that statement. President Lagarde made that statement a couple months ago. Upside risks to inflation prompted expectations that the central bank will hike its rates. Will hike rates by 75 basis points this week to lift them out of the negative territory for the first time since 2014. Investors await a rate hike of similar magnitude by the Federal Reserve 1 day prior to the S&B decision. All right, so that's coming out of Swissy. Then we had Japan inflation rate. The annual inflation rate in Japan rose to 3% in August from 2.6 in July. This was the 12th straight month of increase, consumer prices, the fastest pace since 2014, amid surging food and fuel costs following Russian invasion of Ukraine, as well as a slump in the yen. Main upward pressure primarily comes from the cost of food, transportation, and water. Fuel, transportation, fuel, light, and water charges, clothes, housing, furniture, education, and such, right? On the flip side, costs continue to fall for Medicare. Core consumer prices were at 2.8% year over year, the most since 2014, after a 2.4% rise in July and above the forecast of 2.7%, while remaining above the Bank of Japan's 2% target for the fifth straight month. On a monthly basis, consumer prices went up 0.4% after a 0.5% increase in July, which was the most since 2001, January. All right. So we got inflation pressure in Japan as well. Okay. Major European stock indexes gave back opening gains Tuesday, with both the DAX and the stocks losing 0.7% in the morning, as the prospect of faster pace of interest rate hikes across the globe and potential economic downturn continue to worry investors. Central banks in the U.S. and Britain are seen raising rates by as much as 75 basis points later this week. All right. And here we go. Right. The yield on the U.S. 10-year Treasury note touched 3.5%, highest since April 2011. As the two-day FOMC meetings kick off, the Federal Reserve widely expected to deliver another 75 basis point rate hike, while bets of a full point increase have scaled back. Investors will also keep a close eye on the so-called dot plot for projections on where rates may go after this year and next year. Meanwhile, the yield on the two-year note topped 3.98%, the highest since November 2007, and the 30-year note passed 3.5%, the highest level since April 2014. On Monday, the yield curve between the 2-year and the 10-year note inverted as far as negative 84 basis points. An inversion in this part of the yield curve is usually seen as an indicator that a recession will follow in 1 to 2 years. All right. So we got all of that happening, right? Preparing for the rate hikes coming later this week. Okay. 1 second. Let me get everybody in. So let's hop over to Forex Factory real quick. Busy week, right? We had monetary policy meeting minutes come out of Australia yesterday, and the consensus was somewhat dovish, but there wasn't much change in the chart. But basically, they said there's the opportunity for them to slow the increase in the future, and everything's going to be data dependent, right? So that's what came out of Australia last night. Today, we have CPI for Canada coming out at 8:30. We have President Lagarde speaking at 1 o'clock. Okay. And then tomorrow's going to be a hot day, right? We've got FOMC projections coming out of the United States at 2. Then we got Japan rate statement coming out later in the evening tomorrow. Then Thursday, we got press conference coming out of Japan. We got the Swiss National Bank rate statement coming out at 3:30 a.m. 7 a.m., we got monetary policy coming out of the Bank of England, right? Then we have on Friday, tons of PMI numbers coming out for Europe, coming out of the pound, retail sales coming out of Canada, PMI numbers for the United States. Then you have Fed Chair Powell speaking at 2 o'clock as well, right? So we got a lot happening this week, okay? So we want to be diligent in our actions, wait for our confirmations, and trade only what we see, not what we think, not what we feel. Okay. So that's it from a fundamental perspective. Benny, good morning, bro.
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, everybody. Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Oh, doing pretty good.
Awesome, man. You got anything else from a fundamental perspective as you were preparing for the week?
No, sir, you're right on it, man. Rate hikes.
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
that's it. That's it. As we get towards, end of the year, deeper into the fall, it's always interesting to see, how much of it has already been priced in. Don't know if we'll get a surprise with 100 basis points from the U.S. tomorrow, but I guess everybody's expecting what, 75?
75. Yeah,
Yeah. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how much of that is priced in to see if they come through with the 75, I think, which is expected, to see if that dollar starts to sell off a little bit maybe afterwards.
gotcha, for sure, for sure. We shall see, man. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. All right, so let's dive into these. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with you. Indeed, man. It will be. See what happens.
Yeah, let's see. So let's dive into these charts, man. Hop over, take a look at the dollar real quick. And for the dollar index, right, coming out of last week. So real quick, before we get started, there was an update to Smart Trader of some sort, and the lines are are going all the way across, extended, and I'm not able to change them. So for me, it looked different and not used to it. So just a heads up, it's not something that I can change at the moment. I've attempted to for a minute. So I have to send a message on that. Ebony, good morning.
Yeah, I thought I was tripping this morning too when I saw this, but I just kind of manually put it up there, and I noticed that if you go into the manual one, you can change it back to take off far to the left of it.
Okay. Okay. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. I may do that.
Can you say that again? Because I was thinking the same thing. So
she said if you draw it manually, you can go into the settings.
Yep, easier.
You can go into the settings and change it. Right there. And it allows you to save it. Whereas in the smart fib settings, it won't allow you to save it for some reason.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So the dollar's just hovering, right? We're just pressing sideways here, right? We came back to retest this 13,269 right at the B boundary, and we're just pressing sideways, right? Waiting on the monetary policy conversation to come through. Okay. So as Benny said, right, a lot of that could already be priced in. We'll see, right? If we stay below this weekly level, we can see this press back down. We can see this press down, right, and give us a deeper retracement, come back down to the 618 level potentially, if we're able to break back below this weekly support. Okay, if we break above this weekly level, look for these all-time highs here, this weekly resistance, and this all-time high 13,369. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here from the dollar. We're just pressing sideways, which kind of gives you an indication on kind of the rest of the market as we prepare for the heavy week to come. Okay, so that is the dollar. Any questions there? No.
Nope.
Okay. We'll hop over. Here's a dollar Swissy. We'll pop back to the daily. Take this off. Dollar Swissy, right? Had this push to the upside, and now we're just consolidating as well, right? Similar deal. Okay. Still, we had that shoulder, that right shoulder or right tip create up right here. So we're looking to see if at some point we get this to finish out, or do we get a pullback first? Okay. So that's the daily look on the Swiss. Drop to the 4. And this is a fib to the upside off of this low point here. Okay. We got a 50% retracement. and now we're just hovering at the 118, 127 zone. Okay, so if that dollar pulls back, right, we could also see the dollar Swiss pull back as well. Okay, could also see that pull back as well. If it does not, we can see that elevate, push to the D extension, and then we'll get some additional opportunities from there. Okay, so that's the 4. And as we drop to the 1, similar look as the 4. Okay. So that's your dollar Swiss. Pretty simple. We're moving sideways, so nothing doing right now. We're just waiting to see what happens after these monetary policy conversations break out. Okay. Questions on the dollar Swiss?
Nope, I think we're good.
Nope. All right. Cool beans. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Joe, you took profit. Awesome. Cool deal. Excuse me. So that's the dollar Swiss. Got the dollar CAD. Next. And we pressed, what we got happening here? There we go. That makes a little bit more sense. All right, so we're hovering at a B boundary on the 1 hour time frame, right? Hit the D extension here. And now we're just hovering sideways. Could potentially be in for some crown action on a reversal for a retracement. So this is one to keep your eyes on. I'll pop back to the daily in a second, right? But you got this action here on the 1. Okay. So if this right shoulder forms and we stay below that B boundary level, right? Look for that deeper retracement coming out like that. Okay, so that's your 1 hour look. We'll pop back and get our top down view. So here on the daily, we hit our D extension, right? We broke above this weekly level, which was a key one, right? Which was key. Came back to this daily weekly zone 3 times and we finally broke through. Okay, next level is here at 133. Okay, but we know we hit a D extension, so we could, again, right, be in for a bit of a retracement at some point in the near future. Okay, got a strong rejection here, and then if we get 2 days to the right, we'll have a swing high. Okay, we could get that today with we have what we have today, CPI for Canada, right? So we'll see how those numbers come out and see if it gives us this push down ahead of the monetary policy for the United States coming out tomorrow. Okay, so that's the daily drop to the 4, right? And it's a new AB boundary, right? It's a new AB boundary. So if we get this movement here and we get a press down below this level, right? Oops. We get a press down below this weekly and daily level, okay? Could see a deeper retracement occur. Okay, you see we got some indecision happening right now on the 4. All right. So potential reversal here on the dollar CAD, heading crown pattern playing here, right? So we'll look for this once we get back. If we get this to turn over and press down, I'll drop the cloud on in a second. But if we get this to press down, right, we'll want to watch price here at this weekly and daily level to see if we get that break. If we get that break, then we can look for that deeper retracement to come. Okay, so if we drop the cloud on, see where we stand from this perspective, right? We haven't broken through yet. So we're just hovering right now. We got a bearish twist, right? You got your TK crossover, your lagging span, right? Your Chiku span is sitting at price right now. It broke through, came back on that pullback there. So we'll see if we get those confirmations here on a break to the downside. If we drop to the 15, you got your break back to the upside here on this push up, right? Lagging span didn't break through price. Okay, so you see it's trying to turn over now and press to the downside. Okay. So we'll watch this one closely to see if we get these confirmations to come after the CPI data coming out of Canada, right? See if that gives us the catalyst to break back down and give us that move back to the downside. Okay. Any questions on this dollar CAD play? You guys follow me on the crown pattern?
Oh, hey, Ryan, can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
Good.
I just wanted to be able to maybe have you go over the cloud a little bit again, because I'm trying to wrap my head around. I watched the past like instructional video from a little while ago, and the impression I get is that the cloud, by the time the cloud does the flip or the twist and the flip, like the candlesticks are already going, like broken the trend line and stuff like that. Is it me, or does a cloud kind of lag quite behind what is actually, like, the move has already started, and maybe by the time you get the signal on that cloud, like you've already lost, I don't know, maybe however many pips.
Well, you haven't lost anything,
trade.
but the thing about the cloud is it gives you some additional confirmation and allows you to get the bulk of the move. We don't talk about perfect entries, right? But we want an entry that's going to give us a good risk to reward opportunity, right? And the cloud acts as an additional layer of confirmation, right? You don't have to use it, okay? You don't have to. If that's something you don't want to add into your trade plan, you don't have to. If you want to just use the trend lines, by all means, right? It's just another tool that can be used. But when it comes to the entry and the move available, or the opportunity that presents itself, it's not going to give you a quote unquote perfect entry, but it's going to give you an entry that gets you the bulk of the move, right? As you get those confirmations for price to break through. Of the four confirmations. So you're not going to get the move from the very beginning off of a trend line.
That's just what I'm trying to figure out, if I've missed something there. But yeah, as I've seen it and watched the videos and things like that, it seems the move has already started compared to when you're using trend lines and a few of the other confirmation tools. It's already on its way by the time the cloud has given you that next confirmation. And I just wanted to confirm that I'm seeing that correctly.
Yep, you're seeing that correctly. Yep. Cool beans.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely more of a conservative approach, and it really just speaks to how early, right? The way we teach how early, the strategy enables you to get into these setups. But this is the cloud is more of a conservative approach. It's almost like as if you were using, the normal strategy with trend line breaks. It's almost the equivalent of letting that trade run, break trend line, and then pull back to you.
Okay.
In a sense, like Ryan said, it's more of a conservative confirmation setup. Yep, the trade is gonna be running already compared to how we normally teach it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I know there's not a perfect entry. That's just another level of confirmation, and I just wanted to know that I'm kind of grasping it.
Oh yeah.
And
for sure.
You guys confirmed. Thanks.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Good questions.
All right, cheers.
Donna, we can go through a couple. We can look at the confirmations that are needed. We do have a full breakdown in previous sessions. It was last month on a Saturday ritual. So if you log into the Inner Circle platform, click on topics, go down, click on weekly ritual topic, then you'll be able to scroll down and find the replay where Benny breaks down the whole cloud and the process in depth. But essentially, we're looking for a few confirmations. First, you want your Tinkinson and your Keejensen, which are these two lines here, right? Blue and green. Hold on one second, everybody. My bad, everybody. So you want call it a TK crossover. Your Tinkinson, your Keejensen, right? Cross right here. You get that, right? You want a twist in, this is called a Kumo twist. You got your single span A and your single span B, right? You want those to cross in the direction in which you're looking for the trade to go. So here we're looking for a potential selling opportunity, right? As price turned over here. So we got a bearish twist here, right? Then you want your lagging span, which is this dotted line behind, to break through price and to break through the cloud, right? Break through price and to break through the cloud. So it's going to be a little delayed, but once you get that, then you see price runs off to the downside, okay? So those are the confirmations that we look for when using the cloud for the potential entry opportunity. So here, as price is pulled back and broken back above the cloud, we're looking for a selling opportunity as price is still sitting from a higher time frame perspective in our key zone, right? Which is this B boundary, okay? Sitting at a B boundary, which is a zone that we like to trade, right? Based off of the methodology that we teach. So that's our signal. And we drop down to the 15-minute time frame, right? And you can look for an entry opportunity here to enter this trade to play your retracement back down to the 382 or deeper. Okay. So that's just a quick breakdown for you, but we have a full breakdown in the 813. Thank you, Cassandra. 813. Benny breaks down this whole process and how we use it and how we use it as an additional piece of confirmation, right? But it all starts with a top-down analysis, going from your weekly or daily all the way down, identifying a sweet spot, right? B boundary, 118 to 127 zone, or a deep retracement, 618 or deeper, and then adding the cloud as an additional confirmation of the reversal at one of those points, okay? You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Welcome to the family. All right. Any questions on the dollar CAD? Nope. All right. Cool deal. Let's take a look at Aussie dollar. All right. So this Aussie dollar is just hovering right here at this daily support and weekly support zone. Okay. We got a retracement, retest this daily level, and we press down, and we've just been pressing sideways. Okay. So from a fib perspective, that's not accurate. There we go. From a fib perspective, this is where we sit, right? We got the 618 retracement. Okay. And we've just been pressing down, right? So we want to see now, do we get a break below this to continue down to the matching D extension and potentially deeper? Okay. We have some additional levels down here. Let's drop some support. There we go. Right. So we'll drop these in ahead of price breaking the low so that we can have them. Okay. So once we break that weekly support level, right? These are our lower levels that will look for price potentially to gravitate to. Okay. We'll link those down. Like so. Okay. So you see the D extension is in line with, right, these lower levels at 64 and 63 cents. Okay. So if we get that break, we'll see price start to make those lower highs and lower lows and continue pushing down. Okay. So that's the daily look on the Aussie dollar. Drop to the 4. Zoom out. Similar deal, right? 618 retracement, or 50% retracement came just shy of the 618. Didn't get to that zone we wanted. Okay. And we're pressing down. So the matching D extension is just below this weekly support level. And this is that sideways push that we're getting right now. Okay. Waiting for tomorrow. Right. So if we get that push down, we'll get that D extension. We could then see, right? Benny talked about if it comes out at 75 basis points and that's already priced into the market, right? We could see a push and then a retracement, right? So if that occurs on the dollar and we see that deeper retracement occur, this is what that could look like coming into tomorrow. Okay, so just be prepared for that, as that could be potentially the scenario. Okay, so that's your 4-hour look. So we drop down to the 1. You see we haven't gotten a 382 yet on the 1 hour, just pushing sideways in between the 236 and the B boundary. Okay, so again, we could see a push down, and here on your 1, that push down to get to that D extension on the 4 would look like your 80-20 scenario here on the 1. All right. So that's what that would look like if we get that type of action. Okay. So watch this one closely. Wait on the confirmations. We're just pushing sideways, but look for this push down. All right. Look to see if we can get this push down to this 118, 127 zone. And then we'll look for a potential reversal opportunity to play to get us to a high price. Right now, if you don't want to trade the counter trend move, right, and that reversal, you just want to wait on a high price, right? Wait on a high price to then get short. Okay. Questions on the Aussie dollar?
I have a sub-fib drawn on that on the 4-hour, starting at 69532.
Come out of here.
Let's see. No, it's the high before that one.
Here?
No, in
Right
between.
here.
Yes.
Okay. What was your thought process on starting the fib there?
Let's see.
It does get taken out on this push to the upside, so that sequence would be out.
When I pulled my fib, let's see. Yeah, when I pulled my fib, go back to the one right up above it. That's what brought it there for me.
Here.
What is that? That would be at that daily 767.07. Yes, when I drew it there. Yeah, if you pull it from there. Ooh, okay. That's it.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see.
And I was looking for a pullback to right there. All of these lines are getting me this morning between the 50 and 61.8.
Okay. So here, so this kind of gives you a little bit of confluence for the larger fib that we had, right? Because you got an 8.6 retracement, right? I'm sorry, 7.86 retracement. You didn't get the 8.6 retracement here on this push up. So if we get this push down, right, we could push deeper to get to that 127 zone. That'll be your matching D extension, right? So we could. This is confirmation for me right, on the sub fibs that we could see this push down to get to that D extension there, which would be in line with do this. All right, so we'll box out the zone here.
Mm-hmm.
Take this off. Run the fib from the high, right? That zone puts you right in line with that 4-hour D extension that I had off the fibs running off the high.
Got it.
Right.
You know, I failed to look at the fact that when it goes all the way up, that would be as D extension. I'm just looking at the red D extension. So got it. Yes.
Yep. So you want to make sure that each level, right?
Right.
You get to the matching extension.
Yes. Got it. Okay.
Cool.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good work though. Good work. All right. Any other questions here on this Aussie dollar? No. All right. Cool deal. What we'll do is we'll go through the dollar pairs. That's what we have coming up tomorrow, and then I want to take a look at this pound CAD also. Euro dollar. Let's bounce back to the weekly real quick. Weekly time frame perspective. Okay, so longer term view, matching the extension off of the 50% retracement is here at 93,121. Okay, we broke through this key level here, 103, been pressing down, right? We got to parity, and then we just been hovering from a weekly perspective, right? Weekly support here, right? Push up. So now we want to see, do we get another push to the downside, and do we start breaking through these lows, or do we get a deeper reversal, come back and retest the 103 level, potentially higher? Okay. So that's just a weekly look, longer term view. We'll see. We get to the daily though. Okay. The daily, we got a 382 off this pullback here. Still not able to break through this B boundary. Okay. B boundary has been holding pretty strong. So we want to see, do we break that, push down and get a deeper retracement, or do we continue to press to the downside in favor of the dollar here? Okay. Don't have much coming out of the ECB. We do have President Lagarde speaking this week, so we'll see what she has to say. But we could see this press to the downside. If we break below this weekly support level, right, we could see this next level at 96,851 be achieved. Okay, so that's the daily look on it. Drop to the 4. Right, similar deal. Okay, we got our 382, and then we pressed down, matching the extension here at 96,271. Okay, to be in line with that push to the downside off of that daily look as well. Okay, so we're waiting to see if we get a break to the downside there. Okay. Then here on the 1, this is messy. There we go. Okay. 2 perspectives we can look at this from. Okay, 2 perspectives. 1, right? This is your fib coming off the low to the upside, sitting at a 618 retracement. We got an 86 retracement at this daily support. Okay. This perspective, we're in a deep retracement zone. If you're bullish on the euro, right? Bearish on the dollar, right? Look for a pushback to the upside, right? Out of your sweet spot. So if things play out like we anticipate, or that could happen, not that we anticipate, but what could happen tomorrow, right? If we get a push down, right? And retest that daily level again. And then if we get that deeper pullback on the dollar, right? Could see something like that occur. Okay. Potentially get you to your matching D extension here at the 118 level. Okay. So that's one perspective we can look at this from. Now we flip it over and look at it off of this impulsive move to the downside, right? This is the other look, which gives you a similar idea. Okay. We got a 382 off of this 1 hour fib. However, we're still just pressing sideways. So if this daily support holds and we get this push down and then a reversal, right, this could give us the high price that we're looking for, right? Off this strong bearish impulsive move down, right? We know market likes to take back at least 50, 60% of that move, right? So do we get this move back to the upside to retest this daily level that we broke through this bearish candle, right? And get back to our 618 retracement level, right? So both perspectives on that get us back to a high price, okay? It's just do we push to that the 118 level off of the fib moving to the upside, or do we just retest this daily resistance level in the 618 retracement? Okay, so I'm going to leave this fib here. This is the look that I like the best because ultimately I'm bearish on this pair, right? So I'm looking for a high price to then get short. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for here. Press down this daily support. If this daily support holds, and then look for a retracement from there. If the support does not hold, look for a break, retest, and then continuation. Okay, so those are two options there on the euro dollar, depending on your bias on the pair. Okay, like I said, my bias is bearish, so I'm running those fibs to the downside, looking for a high price. Okay, questions here? No? Cool deal, right? So what this is going to call for, guys, is similar to last week. Just be patient, right? Be patient and allow the news to do what it's going to do. And then we'll see what happens after that. Okay, we'll see what happens after that. Pound dollar. Pound dollar. Let me see here. We'll stay here on the daily time frame. And let's see. Here we go, right? So long-term view. Let me clean this up. I'm going to take these out. Hold on one second, everybody. All right. So, right. All-time lows. All-time lows. We're just hovering right now. Okay. We're just hovering right now. Sitting at this all-time low of 114, 117. So we got a 50% retracement. Matching D extension is here at 111. Okay. So the question simply is, do we get a retracement? Come back to retest this 118 level. Okay. And do we continue down? Right. We also got that rate statement coming out of the Bank of England as well later this week. So we'll see how they come out. Okay. What we could potentially see is, Benny said, right, that retracement on the dollar happened, which will cause this to push to the upside. And then, right, we could see dovish news come out of the Bank of England and that press back down to break below this all-time low at 114. Okay. So we drop to the 4. We take a look at it. Okay. We haven't gotten a 382 yet off of the 4-hour. Okay. That 382 falls in line with this daily resistance level. Okay. Let me come back real quick. Okay. This is the daily resistance here, right? Matching level, I said be boundary. Okay. So we could get a deeper push potentially, right? We'll see. But retracement nonetheless, right? We could just come back to the 236, but if we get to the 382, that'll be in line with that daily level here. Okay. So we'll see how this news fares and how deep that retracement on the DXY goes, right? But if we get that retracement, we could see some action like that. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So that's the 4-hour look. Looking to get to that 382 level, give us a high price to then get short. drop down to the 1. And this is the look here, right? Which puts us in line with kind of what we're looking at, right? We did get a 382 off of the initial push, right? We broke down, sitting at the 118, 127 zone, okay? So now it's the same question, right? Do we get this push to the upside? If we do, right, we could take out this A on the 1, okay? If this level gets broken, right, similar to that euro dollar, we'll just look for break, retest, continuation lower. Okay. So that's what we're looking at here on this pound dollar. Okay. Any questions on this one? No?
Nope, I
Okay.
think we're good.
Sweet. We'll take a look at the NZD dollar, and then I'll come back to that pound CAD that I want us to take a look at real quick. Down, 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 down. All right, we'll clean this up. Take these out. Pop back to the daily. Moving down, right? We got a 382 retracement. Breaking below this weekly support level. Okay. So if we close bearish here, we could just see a retest and a continuation lower, right? So this daily candle and the candle tomorrow is going to be key for us to watch, right? If we get a nice bearish close, not just an indecision like we saw on the pound dollar and euro dollar, but strong bearish close below, we could see this continue pressing lower, gravitating to this all-time low here at 54,678. Okay, so we'll watch that to see. But matching B extension is also in line with that all-time support. So at some point, this could be our destination, be it now or after a pullback and then a continuation. Okay, so at the end of the day, we're looking for this level to be achieved at some point in the future. Okay, so that's the daily look. Drop to the 4. Zoom out. There we go. Here's our 4-hour look. Okay. On the 4, we got a 382, matching the extension on the 4 hours here at 58. Okay. So that lends to potentially this continuing to press down to get to that D extension. Okay. So, like I said, this level is going to be key for us to watch as we move through the next couple of days. Okay. Do we start to get this pullback? And then with the news tomorrow, give us that deeper pullback, potentially to this daily level, maybe deeper, right? Or do we just continue to press down, get to the 4-hour D extension, then give us a retracement to retest that weekly level to then give us that continuation lower? Okay. So that's the 4-hour look down to the 1. Run our fib from the high here. Bang. Right. And that's the look. So we're sitting at a 2-3. Well, we got a 236 retracement here, right? And we're sitting at the 118, 127 zone on the 1. So this could potentially give us the retracement first before we get that extension lower. Okay. So we're talking about this level being key and having a strong bearish close for us to continue looking short, right? In the short term, right? If we get this reversal out of this zone, right, that's going to pull that daily candle back to the upside, and we'll get some of that choppy movement on the daily and on the 4 hour. So we're going to get that strong bearish close that I talked about, right? So if this 80-20 scenario plays out, right, it could be in for a move like this to give us that 382 and then give us that push back down to the downside to break below that level. We'll see if we get that dollar retracement coming tomorrow. Okay. So on this one, you drop the cloud on, right, to give you some of that additional confirmation, right? Still below the cloud, still pressing down. Okay. We drop to the 15. Whoops, let me do this. I'm going to copy this 1 hour fib. So we'll take these out. Thank you, Ebony. We'll drop to the 15, like so. Okay. So this is that 118 and 127 zone. Okay. So we'll see if we get another push to the downside or if this level holds, and then see if we get this retracement, get the confirmation of the break of the cloud, and those confirmations to move back to the upside. Have a good one, Bradley. Okay. So that's one to keep your eyes on in the short term as well. Potential push to the upside there. Okay. Questions on New Zealand dollar? No? Okay. Cool deal. Let's take a look at this pound CAD. We got some movement. We got some movement finally. So pound CAD, daily time frame. Daily time frame. AB boundary. It's been slowly trying to make its way to the upside, trying to figure out, will we break back above this monthly low, right? Or will we just retest that level and push down to the all-time low here, right? So been pushing sideways here. We're trying to push back to the upside now, okay? So as we drop to the 4, right? We're sitting at a 118, 127 zone, but we already got a 382 retracement, okay? So we want to see, again, do we stay below this monthly support level? We haven't been able to break above yet, right? 1 touch, 2 touch below on the retest. Do we come back up and retest again a third time? And then do we get the breakdown lower, or do we finally break above and continue moving to the upside, right? Rate statement coming for the pound later this week, okay? But we also got that CPI data for the CAD today, okay? So that CPI data could push us into this level, right? And then that pound data could push us back to the downside. We'll see. So if we drop down to the 1, right? This is sideways push, big cluster, okay? So if we come back, right? Pop our fibs on, take the cloud off, okay? We got a 618 retracement. We got a 618 retracement, right? And we're just hovering sideways. So this push back up, right, into this monthly level could give us a retest of the trend line, but then that continuation down. Okay, so we're just hovering sideways right now, looking to see if we're able to break back above that level or if we stay below, press to the downside. Okay. We drop to the 15. That's the look there. We broke back above the cloud. We're headed back up here to this monthly level, right? So this is the level that I have my eyes on to see if we break back above. If we do, I'll look for a long opportunity on it, right? I've been watching this for 4 minutes, but if we break above, I'll look for a long opportunity, right? Break, retest, and continuation higher here. Okay, this is the key level that I'm watching from a long-term perspective. So we're sitting at a B boundary on the daily time frame, right? If we stay below, right, I'm gonna let this fall to this all-time low, right? If we're not able to break back above this monthly level, I'm gonna allow it to fall, get to that 148 level, and then we'll look for some opportunities back to the upside once we achieve that. Okay, questions? No? Cool deal. We got a couple minutes. Benny, you got anything that you're looking at? I know we're waiting on the data to come out, but you got anything that you're watching to see how it responds to the data?
Right now I'm just playing that pound Swissy off the
Ooh,
off the
yeah.
4 hour 80/20.
Pound Swiss off the 4. It's been a nice move. Been a nice move to the upside there. Long time coming. So this is what Benny's watching here. Okay. Take this off. There we go. All right. So this pound Swissy. Okay. Pound Swissy. AB boundary on the daily. Push down. Shallow retracement. Push down below the 118, 127 zone. Now we're trying to turn back over. Okay. Now we're trying to turn back over. Take these off. Okay. So we're pressing back to the upside now. See, once we get back to this monthly level, we're able to break back above and continue pressing higher. Okay. As we drop to the 4. Drop to the 4. Whoops. Take that off. Drop those fips from here. Okay. So here on the 4, right? This is Benny's look. Shallow retracement, sitting in the 118, 127 zone, and we're pressing out. Okay. Got some consolidation that happened here. We're finally broke above, retested. Now we're trying to press higher. Okay. So we'll see how market responds at this B boundary and monthly level. We're able to get that breakthrough. Then we'll look to continue riding that to the upside. Okay. But we're sitting right in that 118, 127 zone off the 4 hour time frame. So a couple things you can look at, right? You can copy this fib, take it down to your 1. These are, oops, it's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. There we go. Take these off. Drop down to the 1. Okay. This is your look. This movement to the upside on the 1. Okay. You drop the cloud on to see where you are from a cloud perspective, right? Breaking through the cloud. We got some consolidation happening here. Lagging span trying to break through, right? If you get that push to the upside, that'll give us that additional confirmation that we're looking for. We already got the TK crossover, Kumo twist. Price broke through the cloud. Now see if this lagging span can push up through the cloud, right? We get that push up, the momentum to the upside. You can see this thing rise a little bit. Okay. So keep your eyes peeled on this one to see if we get that push in the coming hours, today, tomorrow. Cool. Questions here? No. Okay. Real quick, pound Aussie. Let's see what it's doing. Daily time frame. Daily time frame. Shallow retracement, right? 236 level, press down, been hovering sideways in this 118, 127 zone. Okay. Just a sideways push. We drop to the 4. Nice. We drop to the 4. A couple ways to look at this, right? We zoom out, come back, take this off for a second. Shrink this down. Here we go. So on the 4, we got a 618 retracement, pressing down, right? We've been hovering at this daily support level, pressing sideways, seeing if we get this thing to turn over and press higher to get us to the daily 38.2, which we haven't achieved yet. Okay. Haven't achieved it yet. Now you got monetary policy minutes for the Aussie that weren't necessarily strong, more of a bearish or dovish tone, but you got pound data coming out later this week, right? So it's going to really be dependent on how that pound data comes out to see if we get this push to the upside. They're anticipating, I think, a 75 basis point hike, but we want to see what the tone of the conversation is afterwards, right? To see if they're hawkish or dovish, and that could likely be the driver for where the pound goes. Okay, so this daily and monthly zone here is going to be key for us. We haven't been able to break back above it, right? So we want to see, do we break above that? And if we do, we can get a retest, and then a potential continuation. Okay. So we want to watch that closely. And then if that conversation is more dovish, we could see this press to the downside and break this daily level and continue down. Okay. So that's what you want to watch there on the 4. On the 1, what do we got? What do we got happening? Let's see. Man, I don't like this at all. There we go. We got happening. Hold on one second. Zoom out to see where I am with everything. There we go. Okay. Clean that up a little bit. Take the cloud off. Here we go. All right. So we'll run a fib off the high here. Nope, that one got taken out. And here. That one got taken out as well right there. Okay. So pull that back and we'll run the fibs from the low. Bang. Okay. So nope, that one got taken out from here. There. So, right, as we map the fibs out, they got taken out in both directions in the consolidation. All right, so we'll come to the high and we'll look down. Okay. So let's see. That A got taken out as well. So pull that out and come back to the low. And that's where we sit, right? Mapped it all the way through. And we're sitting here trying to press to the upside, right? So sideways movement, okay? Sideways movement. So on this one, if I was looking at this, I'd look at it from a 4-hour or daily perspective, right? But I want to see, do we break above this level, right? 1 hour is too cumbersome, a lot of back and forth. So I want to see if we break above this level here, give us that push to the upside, or if we break below this daily level, press down to the daily, to the 4-hour D extension here. Okay. So this is the look that I'm gonna take on this one. On the 1 hour time frame, that back and forth is too messy. Too messy. So that's what I'm looking for here, is a breakout in one direction or the other. Questions on that, Ms. Mary? What you see? Bullish on it. Okay. I dig it. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what that rate statement comes out and what that conversation is, and see if you get that catalyst to push it to the upside. But I follow you for sure. Those pound pairs are in some key zones. Some key zones. Cool deal. Any questions on anything that we covered this morning? Benny, you got anything before we close out, bro?
No, sir. Just everybody continue to be patient, right? Continue to play the zones, right? If you're counter trend trading, I love those 80-20 setups. You have to be patient. You have to wait for them, right? And you have to be willing to pass on setups that are not in your zones. If I'm trading with the trend, I love those 61.8s, 786 pullbacks, right? To enter and then move along with the trend, right? Always remember, look, keep it simple, right? We know at times it seems like the market can be all over the place. That's when you just go back and home in on your fundamentals. Top-down analysis, draw your fibs, right? Hey, this is my directional bias. is price in my zone? Right? Is the price in my zone? If it is, I work my risk management out. I make the play. That's it. Other than that, great session as always. Look forward to seeing everybody at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we got a couple of new people on the call, so welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're glad to have you part of the family. What we went through today might sound like gibberish, right? What Benny goes through tonight might sound like gibberish to you, and that's okay, right? The way we teach this and the way we see this market is different than likely what you've seen anywhere across the board. So the goal is for you now to go back, log into the Inner Circle platform and go through the training, right? The training is imperative. It breaks down each piece of this methodology step by step, right? If you don't go through the training, you're gonna struggle to put the pieces together, right? Because in the training, we also give homework. Some of you posted some homework that we got to get you some feedback on. We appreciate you doing that. But it's imperative that you go back and you watch the videos. Don't just watch them once, watch them multiple times so that you really understand, or you start to get an understanding of what we're talking about. And then the questions that you have, bring those to these live sessions and we can answer them for you in live action, right? It's imperative that you take those steps so that you can start to make those connections and you can cut down on the learning curve, right? We break everything down step by step and we do it in a specific order, in a specific way, right? So go through those videos in the order in which they're placed. And if you got to rewatch it. That's okay, right? There's no such thing as perfection, right? There's no comparison. So you're not behind anyone, right? Your time frame, your experience is your experience, not anybody else's. So take your time, go through the training, ask the questions necessary so that you get a full understanding of what you're seeing and how to implement it so that you can then go back and practice and practice and practice until it starts to click. Okay, it's extremely, extremely important, right? So we welcome you to the family. We're excited for your growth. We're excited to see your engagement. And we'll see you guys tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen, for the Asian session. You guys have an awesome Tuesday. Peace.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.